Hey YouTube, what's going on? As you know, I have just got started getting back into doing videos, and I'm trying to do as most current stuff as possible. I just showed you my dragon ruler deck, and today I would like to show you my opinion on some cards in this format. Today I'd like to talk to you about some hand traps people maybe or may not be playing in their main deck. And alright, let's just get into it. Alright, so these are the four main hand traps I'm talking about. As you can see, these are really the only hand traps that are played in this format right now, other than Trag and Gores, but that's not seeing a lot of play right now. Alright, I'm going to start off with Droll and Lockbird. I've heard a lot of people saying this card is very good in the side deck, but I've also heard a lot of people saying that they would like to main deck this card, and one of my very good friends he topped a regional with this card, two copies of this card in his Dragon Ruler deck, because it gave him that extra advantage against Spellbooks, which they definitely need, because Spellbooks is a very good deck, and it's not easy to beat game one. And this card in general just shuts their play down first turn, and then you're able to make a Draco sack or OTK them, in fact, or you're able to just set up for next turn like a really good play. They have Spellbook of Judgment, which is a very good, this is a very good out to that card, because if they activate Judgment and then they search for something until the end phase, they search for something and then you activate this, and this happens until the end of the turn, I believe, for the rest of this turn, so they cannot search with Judgment at the end phase. And it just, since they already activate Judgment, they can't do anything, and it's just a good card against that deck in general. So on to the next hand trap. So Scarecrow, this card is it's an okay card to run in your main deck. I like it in my dragon build because I always seem to be having the problem getting OTK'd and people going off under maxi and not thinking I have anything in my deck. And then I just started to run this card, and then people stopped going off under maxi against me because, like, so Scarecrow is just, it stops a whole turn of your opponent's plays, and it just gives you that extra turn if you're about to die. And I like it in Dragon Rulers because it can also be used for Red Ox Fuel, and I forgot to mention that Droll and Lockbird can also be used for Tempest Fuel. Alright, on to the next one. Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is probably one of the most used counter. Like, it's very good as to if your opponent is playing a deck that uses a lot of effects that would hurt you, like as in Fire Fist, which they need that bear pop to get through your attacks, or either Deep Sea Diva, they need that marksman to OTK, or not letting your opponent summon the tokens with Draco Sack, or even just to summon a Synchro monster that would help you beat a deck. Like, for example, in the E-Dragon Mirror match, people have been synchroing into Blade Armor Ninja, which is a very good card that basically shuts your opponent down for their next turn if they're playing any deck that summons a lot of level 5 or higher monsters, especially Karakuris, E-Dragons, and any other deck that combos off like really fast. And this card is just really good. I mean, it's never dead unless, because even if your opponent has a card that stops it from going to the graveyard from activating, you can always synchro with it, so it's never dead. Next hand trap, probably my favorite one and the best one of all, because it works with all the other hand traps. Maxi, because this card gives you way too much card advantage for your next turn if your opponent just doesn't stop. You have the chance to draw any of your 3 hand traps during the drawing, and these other hand traps can become very, like, dual saving if you are about to lose, like if they're going to do an effect with any effect that would push them for game, like their Megalo effect, so they can attack twice, you can effect Valor, or if you're going to lose and you have a Scarecrow, you can use that, or you can stop their play. If there's some situations where the card is good with Maxi, but not all the time. But Maxi just gives you that extra card advantage, and if your opponent goes off under Maxi and you can survive the turn, it shows that you have so much card advantage that you probably won't lose the duel after that if you have too much card advantage over your opponent. Yeah, so those are the hand traps that I think are ruling this format right now. I want you guys to let me know what you guys think are some other good hand traps that are good right now. I'd probably say Maxi is the best because it just gives you so much advantage, and that's what you need in this format, like, to actually play. Alright, so let me know what you guys think. Comment, subscribe, and like it up. See ya.